Okay, so far you guys are doing a great job on this. You're doing an amazing job. This is great, guys. So we've just talked about changing inequalities to interval notation. So let's mix things up a little bit now, and let's go backwards. Let's go now from interval notation back to the inequality. So we're going to do we're going to change it from the inequality to the graph, from the interval notation to the graph to the inequalities. So always graphing it makes it a little bit easier to visually see what's going on. For all my visual learners, because I'm a visual learner too. So it helps me to see it easier to go ahead and graph it and then go ahead and put in inequality or vice versa. So that's what we're going to do here. So for this one, we're going to start off with our interval notation, which is -1 to 4. We're going to put a bracket on the 4. We're going to put a parenthesis on the 1. And again, we're going to graph this out first. -1 there, we put 4 here, and again we're going to shade between those two numbers, between, put a parenthesis right there, put a bracket on the 4, and then we add our infinities in. Don't forget the infinities. Even if I do, don't forget your infinities. Infinities are important every single time. So we put our infinities in, and now we're just going to do our inequality. And again, this is like a between. So we shade it between the two numbers. So it means x is going to be between two numbers. Alright, so since x is between two numbers, we know we have -1 here. We know we have 4 here. We know we have x in the middle. And with our betweens, it's always a less than sign of some sort, whether it's less than or equal to or just less than. So for here, it's going to be a less than sign. And then here it's going to have an equal to. And this is just a side note. Always use less than signs for betweens. So in other words, what we just did up here, this is x is between these two, that's called a between. So we're going to put less than signs for each time we do a between, whether it's less than, equal to, or just less than. Okay, so not bad, not bad. So let's go with B. And here we're going to do a bracket, and this is 2.5, that's a decimal number, and 4, and then a bracket on 4 also. So again, graph it out. So put the 4 down, put the 2.5 down. We know we're going to shade between them. And put brackets on both sides, because there's brackets on both sides here. And again, this is a between. So we're going to have x is going to be between the two numbers here, because that's what we shaded. So we put the 2.5 down first. Put the 4 down. And we put x in the middle of them. And on this one, because they're both brackets, we use the equal to sign. So less than, equal to for both of them. Right? And then the last one is C. This one's a little bit different because now we have infinity on here, which is not bad. Just have to look at what's going on and then shade it from there and then go and tell what's happening on the graph. So you're interpreting the graph. So you put -4 here. And where does positive infinity go? Sorry, let's go this. So we have -4 to positive infinity. And again, we're going to graph that out. So you put down -4 here. And where does infinity go? Positive infinity is over here. And for some reason I didn't put that -4 in the middle, and I don't know why, but it's okay. So negative infinity is on the left side, positive infinity is on the right side. And so here, now we need to make sure we shade it. And we say it's from -4 to positive infinity. So that means we're going to shade to the right side from -4 to positive infinity. And again, do we put a parenthesis or bracket on the infinity side? No, never. Not on the graph. Only for interval notation do we put bracket or parentheses. So in this case, we just put a parenthesis right there on the -4. Do not put it on the infinity. Do not. And then now we have to figure out what the inequality is going to be. So we have to read this and see what's happening. So we have numbers from -4 and greater than -4. So that means our x values are going to be greater than -4 because all these are bigger than -4. So it means x is going to be greater than -4. So it means if we shade it on this side, that means x is going to be less than -4 because all these numbers are less than -4. All these numbers are greater than -4, so we say x is greater than -4. If we shade it on this side again, that means all the numbers will be less than -4, so we would say x is less than -4. And again, for these, keep x on the left side. X, or the variable. On the left side. Left side, strong side. Left side, strong side. So keep the x on the left when it comes to these. The other ones, the x is going to be in the middle because it's between, but keep the x on the left. All right, so here's your practice.